yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ready, set, the moment's here. Release the speed, let the track appear. Go, go, give it your all. Chase up in the side of the crowd, call. Get set, get ready, it's time to go. The charges to the crowds on the floor. Ready, set, woo, go. Let the game begin, the unleashed chat, woo. Let your spirit win.
What's going on? What's going on, track family? Ready, set, go in the building. We back for another episode, and it is about to get hot and heavy for the season. And I'm gonna need my backup. So you already know what time it is, man. You already know who I roll with. I roll with Rodney Green, the beard.
What's up, y'all, man? So happy to be here, man. Happy to be back with y'all to come and report to y'all live, man, everything that we saw this weekend. We got a lot to unpack this week, Jess.
Oh, man, it's getting hot. It's getting hot out there, man. You ready to rumble? Ready to rumble in regionals, NCAAs, and in Rabat, man. Diamond League.
Yeah, we got a lot to cover, man. We gonna be on Rabat first. We want to definitely. Hello, what's up, man? What's up, Bleakers?
What's up, chat? What's up?
What's up, chat? What's up, chat? Everybody back Sunday night, track and field.
Damn straight, it
is. Man. I did not see, we're going to go to Rabat first. I did not see Kenny opening up his season with a bomb, boy. He had some C4 on his back. He went and broke the meet record down there in Rabat. Man, 1969, man. He came, I don't know if you saw the race, but the way he came off that curve, it was like lightning struck. And he was in that straightaway, and he was relentless. He was relentless at 1969, man.
Hey, what the old people say, man. You were humming around that corner, boy. He was moving. He was humming around that corner.
Old people tell you that ain't nothing faster than pew. He was gone. Pew. He was gone.
Listen, I'm changing the name. He ain't Kung Fu Kenny anymore. He is Kenny Bedtime Bednarek, because he gonna put them to bed, boy. He came off that turn. I wasn't thinking that we were going to see a 19.6 at this point in the season, right? From anybody.
Gaga already got the 19.6, whether people believe it or not. I mean, Gaga has the world lead at 1967.
Okay,
so.
All right. Well, you know what? We're gonna roll with that, because they always talk about, we talk about slick by Gaga. You're right. Gaga has the world lead right now with 19.67. Before, I didn't say he did have the lead right now, but for Kenny to come off a couple of not so fast 100 meters. I think he was kind of make sure he feels himself out and he knows exactly where he is. But we all know that the 200 meters is his bread and butter. We know that he loves that 200 meters and he feels very comfortable in that 200 meters. So starting his season off that way with a 19.6, dropping it, where Tebogo was second with a 19.96. That is a big difference. Or 94. What was it? 96.
It was 96. It was 96. Dembele would have had to come with his best game to even get second place at 1977. So I was waiting to see, because the Grass had a couple of races. Him and Courtney Lindsay, it was weird for me to see them place where they placed. But I mean, you would have another race. But to your point, depending on where Kenny is in his training, because I listened to his interview, he was like, they haven't started a lot of speed yet. So he's running his hundreds off a lot of speed endurance, probably, which could explain the 1969. You know what I mean? If he's doing a lot more speed endurance, that's going to give him that and not going to placate as much to 100 for his runs. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And Blickus made a good point in the chat. He was talking about Kenny probably was expecting Levell to be able to have a solid turn, curve run, and then also Tebogo bringing it on at the end. And all of them were asleep. Like Blickus said, all of them were asleep. You know what I mean? So he came off that turn like it was a national championship or a world championship, and he kept on moving. I think a lot of the guys are still trying to feel themselves out, when it comes to their respected events with Levell and Tebogo. We know that Tebogo also have had a heavy front load of his season with world relays, and he's probably taking his time to get back where he needs to be so he can be able to be the athlete that we know he can be. So, not too worried about on the Tebogo side, but I was very surprised with Levell with running 24.44. What was you thinking about that? 20.44, should I say?
I mean, that is well out of his wheelhouse of how he runs his 200, especially after he running like I think he's sub 10 seconds for the year already. I was not expecting that. I can only think that there may be some sense of something going on, and whether it be injury that he's not talking about or some sense of something that's going on with him. But he probably won't say, but I think there's something there, because 2044 compared to a 19.9 or a 19.87, where he's usually used to running from last year, is kind of pretty far off.
Yeah. And we don't know exactly what went wrong. And we know that a lot of times that we've seen Jamaicans, when they get to a certain level, they work on certain aspects of their race strategy in real time during competition. We've seen Shelly Ann do it. We've seen Elaine do it. So maybe this is something that he might be working on, and maybe it didn't go the right way, or maybe it did go the right way. But I don't think we're going to see a lot of Brian Levell in 9th place anymore this season. So knowing how the pride works in that region of the world, he going to get that wake-up call of like, hey, we ain't doing this no more. So what about that? What about the grass? Would you watch the grass in that race?
I mean, and his season opener earlier this season, you know, I don't know what type of training block, but like we know, we have a long season. You know, a lot of people who haven't ran yet ran in this Rabat meet. They use this as their opener. But I think he might be in a training block, or, you know, trying to figure it out. But I mean, 2016 is not slow. It's just that 19.6 is just that much faster than everybody else at this time of year. But you used to see a 19.6 and stuff like this by Monaco Diamond League. Not right now.
I mean, the grass won his Olympic gold medal in the 200, and he ran 19.6.
So that's what I'm saying. So 2020, I don't want people to look at those times and feel like, oh, these guys are off the mark. No, it's not that they're off the mark. It's just that Kenny is just way ahead of the mark.
Yeah. You know, the structure that Kenny comes from, you know, training with Dennis Mitchell over there, it's always going to be plans that are going to lead up to the ultimate plan. So his plan might have been, let's step out there, let's make our point in the 200, and let's work from there. Now that he has a fast time in the 200, he can command better races, better lanes. It's not that much pressure for him in 200s going into the season. And then at that time, he may also start work on his 100-meter form. So it won't be that pressure of trying to balance, is my 200 looking good? Is my 100 looking good? He's all over the place. He's good in that 200. We know that. He knows that. And now he can work on getting back into that 9.7 shape for that 100 meters this season as well.
100%. I definitely think so. But I think his opponents are definitely watching, and the other guys.
The other guy. He definitely saw that. I can tell you that. What we got next on there, man? What else was happening in Rabat? There was a lot of rumbles going on, man. The women's 200, wasn't it?
Yeah, women's 200. Let's get it up there.
So with the women's 200, we see that Miss Jackson is not in this race, but she was in the lineup. And a lot of people are asking and saying, like, is it going to be a three-peat of winning 3 Diamond Leagues in a row for her and showing dominance? But I'm not sure. I don't know why she did not run in this meet. And what was your take on it?
Man, you know, the Diamond League was just like Grand Slam, man. You don't have to win them all to win them all, right? Especially with points, because she got first twice. You know what I mean? If you don't have a consistent winner that's dominating, it's easier to stay the winner for the next 2 or 3 or 4 Diamond Leagues, because you won 2 of them. You got 20 points out the gate. You know what I mean? So you're good. You're good. Depending on how she felt, you know, if she felt she is going to be on high alert about her health, right? If it was something health-wise, I think she's going to be extremely cautious, because let's not forget, Worlds is next year, and then the Olympics is after that. And I'm pretty sure she wants to last through the next 2 cycles. She doesn't want to do anything to come in range of her feeling unhealthy, because the last 2 years she's been fighting for her health. So I feel like if she felt something unhealthy, she was like, yeah, I'm pulling out. I'm good.
I understand, man. And at the same time, I mean, it might be they got to a point where a coach might have been like, hey, let's go back and start training. Do a little more training, get a little sharper. You know, the last 2 races that we've seen, yes, she was leading by quite a bit. But we also have seen, like with Shanae, closing the gap in that last 200 meters that they had in Xiamen. And maybe that was a counter move by her coach and her team saying, hey, let's get back to work. We're not trying to make this a dogfight early in the season, which can also cause injury. Let's make sure we know what we're doing. And then when we come back out, it's not going to be a 22-0 anymore. It's going to be 21 for sure across the board.
I see naturally Yamar. I hope I said that right. She said they said there was no excitement without Shericka in the race. Yeah, but she's gonna be in the race in the later Diamond League. She's gonna have to lock up against Gabby too. So we gonna see some fast ones, because the race I really want to see is her, Gabby, Melissa, and Julian. I want to see that.
In the 200?
Yes.
You got to hold on, man. You gonna leave the 242 out? Because she
no.
moves,
I mean, Shawnee also, of course.
Okay,
of course. Right. I don't know. Like I say, Shawnee is still finding her rhythm. You know, this being our first year back, coming up to a full season for her. So definitely, I definitely want to see her in that race too. But shoot, I mean, if I say Shawnee for the 242, I definitely got to name a Navy of Battle. You know what I mean? So she's going to lock up with them too.
Absolutely. So, absolutely. Especially they start off the season. Obviously, we know that Shanae Miller-Weibo got fourth in this 200 meters in Rabat, but we also know that she's been running early this season very fast and very consistent. So maybe legs might be a little tired, maybe a little spent. You know, same thing with Sturgis. You know, she had a little small gap where she didn't run as fast. She went out here and won this Diamond League. Kayla White stepping up. And Mackenzie Long. I think they're all on the road, man. You remember those days when we was on the road like that? We was gone for like a month or more, bro. It was living out the suitcase. For the chat, I want y'all to realize like the non-glamorous side of track and field is you packing your bag almost like a duffel bag, and you taking all the things that are your necessities over to Europe, and you hope that you have a camp or a base like a lot of the Adidas teams do. They do camps over in Amsterdam, right? I think in that area.
Adidas got one in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Some got their camps in Budapest. You know what I mean? So Justin's talking from the side where, you know, you had a lot more. I came from the side of you backpacking like a.
I ain't had no camp.
When you came back, you was like me. When you came back for the second rush, boy, you was on them Estonia rushes and hostels and.
Boy, I was on them trains and hostels. Yes. I'm over there and counting my euros, counting the little, the euro coins. I ain't got the paper euro. I got the coins. Like
that's when you ran and they paid you at the door. Like you ran the meet, and then the meet you had to line it to get your money.
I remember one of my races coming back. I won the race, and I'm looking at the prize money I got. I was like, and I mumbled, and I was like, man, it's not even gonna get me back home. Me promo was like, good luck. If you need a room, let me know.
Yeah, boy, we was out there living like Taken, boy. If you get lost or missing, boy, good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. That broken English come in quick, boy. You be over. It don't matter where you at, boy. You get an accent quick.
I'm trying to tell you, but I've been places that I even forgot, man. I remember I've been to this place, and I know Joe gonna remember this place, boy. We've been to this place called Banca Restranca or something like that, bro.
Banca Restranca.
Or something like that. I can't even remember. In my head, I would be now. Like,
it is a place, yes. It is a place. It is a place. What happened in Banca Restranca?
It was a wild trip, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, Jamelia, yes. It was we were staying sometimes in hotels, and sometimes it depends. You were staying in hostels. In our era, there weren't just a Diamond League and a World Challenge. You had, we called it
ABCD circuit. You had a
ABCD circuit. You had A circuit, and then maybe possibly a hybrid A-B circuit, where usually it would be a B race that came before the A race that you would watch on television at these like Diamond Leagues, right? And you could win the whole jackpot from the B race. So when I first came into the sport, me and Asafa used to run in the B races at like Rome and Zurich, and we would win from the B races and not even be in the A races with the elite other guys, because we just was the rookies. So that was our way of being, hey, it's like, you ain't good enough to be in up here. So, but we handle business. Anything below the B race, we called it the Chitlin Circuit.
I was on Chitlin Circuit.
We was on the Chitlin Circuit at some point in time, where it almost felt like you was out and you was participating in a sport, but you also was on some kind of weird vacation. I should be training right now, but I'm over here at the beach in Sardinia.
Razadak said, what's the worst meet we ever been to? I think the worst meet I've ever been to overseas had to be this meet in Czech Republic, man. It was cold as ever, bro. It was in the Czech Republic. It was cold. I can't even remember what meat that was.
What made it the worst meet?
It was cold. It wasn't raining, but it was windy, and it was a bunch of negative. You know what? Who was there with me? Kim Collins.
I know Kim Collins was playing. Was playing mind games the whole time. Complaining the whole time.
Point. I thought Kim Collins was retired. This had to be like 2013 or something like that, or 2012, 2013. No, maybe 2010. I don't know. But I remember seeing him, and I was like, "Bro, I thought you was retired." He's like, "Nah, I came back. I missed it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right. This is gonna be a pretty easy one, you know what I mean?" Even though the wind was blowing, man, he went out there and dropped me off at 10-3, boy, in a -2. Because in my head, I was like, man, Kim Collins light. He looked like he weighed about 125 pounds. I was like, oh yeah, I'm a little bit heavier than him. I should be able to get him. Nope.
Not Kim.
Not him.
Kim is the definition of compact.
I'm trying to tell you, man. But yeah,
compact, boy.
That was one of the worst meets I ever been to, man. It was just cold as hell.
Hold up. Have you ever lined up in a race and suddenly have the issue to go to the bathroom? Nah, man. The crazy thing is when you go to a lot of these meets, and these are the meets right now I'm talking about. When you go to Lausanne, especially Lausanne, you warm up. You don't even warm up on the track. You warm up on a grass field.
Yeah.
So all the elite runners you're looking at who run fast times at Lausanne, they warmed up on a grass field. Maybe they had a strip to warm up on where they lay out some mondo, maybe put some blocks out there for them, but the lane is only 2 lanes. So everyone has to like fight to get in there and get some block starts in. And that's not just sprinters. You also looking at hurdlers and their coaches putting up hurdles. So you have to pretty much like kind of gauge in almost like double dutch when you're going to jump in and get your starts in, or either you got to warm up on grass. But to make the point, you asked about the bathroom. There weren't no really functioning bathrooms. They put up a whole row of porta-potties. And I mean, the whole world, meaning every runner from around the world, you watching them go into these porta-potties. So it'd be the distance Kenyan runners, Ethiopians, shot putters, jumpers, everybody be in and out of these porta-potties. Your favorite athletes are going to use these porta-potties right before they're going out here and race in front of the world. So I know it's not glamorous at all. These are the non-glamorous sides of our sport and track and field. So when you out there like, boo, or you like, man, what's wrong with them, man? This man or lady just came out of porta-potty to put on a show for you. So remember that.
And now look, that's the bad part. But then you had some that you go to that was very glamorous or very glorious, and it was happy. Like it was like, oh, this is like a dream. In which, like, and then some of the smaller circuits, I know, like Justin and Tyson would always tell me all the time, they wish they was on some of the smaller circuits because people come and see them at the bigger meets and tell them about the smaller circuit. They're like, ah, man, I couldn't go because the meet promoters couldn't afford them, so they couldn't go. But we'd have like some of the best stories at these smaller meets. And they'd be like, damn.
The one meet I wish I could have went to was the Brazilian circuit. And it was
the Colombian circuit. The Colombian circuit was fine too.
The 3-meet circuit over there. You was over there for like a week and a half in Brazil running that races. I know it felt like vacation for y'all, bro. Like y'all had a good time. Y'all always come back with stories. Yeah, we had to go to the same normal meets all the time with the pressures. You in Oslo or London or something like that. And you see the same faces. And then I'm over here having text messages with you. And you be like, man, I'm out here. Bro. We about to have some fun. I'm like, what y'all doing, man? We about to head to the beach.
Yeah. And Cartagena, Colombia, you own the beach. Those meets was fun. Right. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna front. Right.
Next on the list, man, one of our favorite events is women's 100 meters. The women's 110s. The women's, not 110, the women's 100 hurdles. Sorry.
100 hurdles, yes.
But Tobi Amusan came through with the victory at 12:28.
And 242, Devynne Charlton came through with 1240. I think this is for both of them. With Masai missing, they're capitalizing on her being missing. Masai has definitely put it out. I don't know if you saw any of her interviews. She has definitely put it out, and she let people know that she is wanting to be the most dominant hurdler of her time. And she's doing well by putting up the time she's been doing it. But I think in her absence, these two are looking to try to beat each other and get their points in on the Diamond League circuit. Let's not forget that Tobi Amusan is the world record holder. You know what I mean? We're seeing now to where all these fast times are trending. People are apologizing to her in 2022, and it was like, oh, she can't run 12:1. Now it's like, oh, yeah, she did run 12:1. You know what I mean? So I think that's a beautiful thing for her, but I don't want people to sleep on Tobi. I mean, as she gets her rhythm together and run all these 12-2s, which is a surprise to me because I didn't know Glenn Mills, who's a coach, could coach hurdles. I did not know that. But that's who a coach is. And we might see that world record get broken this year, whether it be by her, Masai, or our very own Devynne Charlton.
Listen, man, I'm praying to the hurdle gods. Please, hurdle gods. Just the same thing that's Upload Central is saying right now in the group chat. I hope that we see a world record broken many times in the women's 100-meter hurdles. And I hope that we see a sub 12. I will go crazy if we see a sub 12 in the women's 100 hurdles. Boy, that would be ridiculous. 1190, something like that. That would be crazy. 12:0 would be crazy to even see. And we very close to that.
Listen, the sprint queen of the hurdles told me that's what the world record should be with the new talent we have, and that is Gail Devers, no other than Gail Devers herself. She said she believed that the world record should be somewhere around 1195 to 1198.
Listen, man, do you understand? Like, if they run a time like that in the women's hurdle, it's going to change the game, period, across the board, not only for the women's hurdles, but for sprints, period. Because now you got a lot of coaches that are going to talk trash and be like, you telling me right now there's a woman out here who can beat you with 10 berries in front of her, and you just out there flat running and still running the same time she's running? That's, you know what I mean? That's that coach motivation that's going to happen, bro. So
I'm trying to tell you.
It's going to change the game for sure. 12:06 is crazy if they run 12:06, man.
Anything under 12. Listen, we thought
within
12
legal
was crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? We thought 12:1 was crazy. And the funny thing is now we're beginning to be spoiled at these fast times because they're running so fast. We're acting like 12:2 was just a normal time you put out. That's like when you was running 9.7 or 9.6. To put those times into perspective, only 2 people on the planet ran 9.6, and only like a few people have ran a 9.7. So when you said 12:2, there's not much hurdlers that's ran 12:2. There's not a lot of them. It's probably less than 10. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we're talking about 12:2s and 12:3s like they like regular times in 100-meter hurdles. Let's not act like that.
I think that's why I love the event so much, is because when we were competing, 12:4 was getting the job done. You was dominating with 12:4. If you was running 12:4, or remember Sally Pearson was running 12:3s, no one was touching them. You know you go. If you was running 12:3, you knew you was going to win whatever goal was waiting for you at the end of that season. If you can be able to put that on the track on that day at the finals, you was winning hands down. But now, 12:3 put you in the mix. You in the mix.
You in the mix, bro. You're not winning. You might get third.
Yeah,
you might get third, not even second. So, I mean, shout out to Tobi Amusan, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They said Rossi Duck say Sally and Don remind me of Masai and Tobi. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
It's been some choice words back and forth back then and now too. So
hey man, Don, listen, I'm with Don. Don said she'll lace it up again. If they have like a flashback race, she said she feel like her and Sally in enough shape, they could lace it up and go at it again. So shout out to Don. We know Don. Don, we know you're ready for that. Sally Pearson, are you ready for that?
Listen, I have never met a woman who has won either a world championships, Olympic championship, or broke a record, a major record, American or world record in the women's short hurdles and not been a dog. Okay. Every one of them have been dogs. Yep. You have to be a dog to be on top of your game in that event. You have to be. You have to be, man. For sure. Man, with that being said, we excited about that. See what that's going to blossom at in this season. Let's move on to the women's 100 meters, man. Women's 100. Jamaica is in the building.
The sweep, bro.
Already? It's early. Early for the sweep.
The sweep, bro. The sweep. They came, they saw, they conquered. And I don't think the three of them trained together. I think the Clayton and Smith trained together. I'm not sure about Williams. I don't know. I'm not sure who her coach is.
Which Williams was it? Brianna Williams?
No, that wasn't Brianna Williams.
Okay.
No.
They got a lot of Williams over there now. They got a lot of
you and none of them related, which is crazy.
That's totally crazy. It's totally crazy. For real. To be such a small island, be like, I don't know that Williams. I don't know who that is.
I'm trying to tell you, boy. Somebody lying. Somebody related down the way.
So when you look at this sweep right here, I know it's early in the season, and these ladies are just trying to get themselves, especially when you look down the list of the other athletes who are on that list, they're probably just getting themselves ready, getting themselves in the mode of that season. Does that tell you something about their relay team, what their relay team is going to look like? And does it show that it's going to be dominance? And is the Clayton sisters leading the charge this season for the women's side? Because, you still have a Shericka out there. You still have Elaine out there. These are legends in the sport. But we know that the Clayton sisters have definitely carved out a notch in a space for them to say, we here and we only going to get better.
I'm going to answer your question right now. They say Lavanya Williams is coached by our boy, Michael Frater. So
okay.
Shout out to Mike Frater. So
shout out to Mike.
Yeah,
shout out to Mike.
He split the baby on that one. So that's shout out to Lavanya Williams and her PB and running 1095. Congratulations to her. This says a lot. This says that the Jamaican field is getting deeper and deeper and deeper. You know what I mean? Meaning the USA will have their hands full with this type of thing. Meaning the world record could bounce anyway. Like the USA owns it right now, but I think being that Jamaica has had so much trouble with their relay at the Olympics, I think the next cycle of the World Championships and Olympics, it will be fixed. And it will be fixed with gold medals. Because they don't silver medal and bronze medal like it, in Jamaica is like, yeah, that's good, but it ain't good enough. They got to bring home the gold, and that's what they're going to be going for. So this says a lot. You have new blood and old blood who will be around at that time.
It will. And quiet as kept, we don't give enough fanfare to the women's 4x1 relay when it comes to their head-to-head competition, but also the USA-Jamaican rivalry. If you look back in time, it's almost like it's almost like tennis. They volleying those W's and those wins and those championship and those goals back and forth almost year to year. Where, obviously from the men's side, I was a part of it. It was a dominance of Team Jamaica for a very long time, where as they started to kind of age out, then that's when Team USA was able to pick back up that momentum. But I'm looking at the consistency of USA versus Jamaica on the female 4x1 side. And the rise of these young women for that Jamaican side can definitely show that they still have the firepower to go out there and still snatch a goal if necessary.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and promote us early. The next World Relays is in the Bahamas, where we should be for the next World Relays in 2028 that will preview the Olympics to LA. So there you go.
Absolutely, absolutely. And someone in the chat, what they say? They said the Clayton sisters are the future of track and field. I'm bringing the group together. My question that's going to come very, very, very quickly, and we're all going to ask the same question: when does a future become now? Is it this season? Is it when the finals happens and they come across the line? Do they have to win an ultimate championship, or do they have to win a world championship or Olympics to be able to claim the now and not be the future anymore? So let's sit on that for a minute and see. We're going to come back to that one, though, because it's going to get hot and heavy this season for the women's 100 meters.
Boy, they're going to answer you in the chat. Boy, they ain't waiting.
You already know. You already know, man.
You got to wait on that answer. They're going to answer you right in the chat. But I watched this race, man. Tia showed dominance from the gate all the way to the finish line. And let's not forget, man, like She got something to prove. She's out there trying to prove it. She had a pretty solid indoor season, and it looked like outdoor season, she's going to be relentless. So I got my eyes on this on Clayton sisters, but this one in particular.
Yeah, for sure. Chloe, yes. I guess we don't say Chloe's. Hey, so yes, you are 100% right. Team USA have youngsters that's coming up. Only reason why I didn't speak on that is because our problem is also our solution. We have too much talent. We're deep in talent. We can plug and play a whole relay and put a whole nother relay out there, and they can be just as successful. So I'm not worried about the dominance from the Team USA side. It's about picking the right order, finding the right synergy, and putting them out there to make sure they get enough practice in. And Team USA is going to be A-okay. I know that for sure. But I love to see combinations put together and love to see young athletes rise up to the occasion to take the mantle, to go out there and be a part of a team to win a championship together. And that's what it looks like for Team Jamaica on the female side for 4x1. So.
She said she was responding to herself. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. Talk to yourself up here. We're going to talk to you too, though. We're going to talk to you too. Go ahead. Next on the list, men's 400. Jacory Patterson is back. He in the building, man. We got a chance to see Jacory Patterson last year with his breakout season, and we could thank Grand Slam Track for bringing him in the game, because he would not have his shot unless Grand Slam Track gave him that opportunity to stand out there. And he dropped that 43 last year, and he did not look back, right? So with that, what did you see in this race? Matthew Hudson-Smith is back. You had a studded lineup when it came to this one, man. Like,
you had Caleb McRae, Nene, Nadori, Montclair, and you had the Olympic champion. Funny thing about Hall, the Olympic champion, I'm gonna get to Jacory Patterson. He starts off his seasons like this every time, bro. Every time. So seeing him at the bottom, it's not like a shock. You know what I mean? Like, this is how he starts his season. Like, anybody, if you go to the Olympic year, you go, I think, and you watch Doha Diamond League, he's in the back just like that. Like, bro, closing the gate. Fast forward to the end of the year, and he's not closing the gate. He's running to the front to open the door. Okay? So I'm just saying, like, that's not a true indication of where I think he is. But Jacory Patterson, at the front, running 44.11, which is the season's best for him. I think it was an amazing run. He looked very strong, you know, the way he pushed out from the gate. But I don't want you to forget the very seasoned vet, Matthew Hudson-Smith, who ran 44.25. This is only his second run for the year, and he's very seasoned at running 43s when he's healthy. He can be very, very, very dangerous. And then you have the newcomer, Caleb McRae, coming up to try to make a name for himself in this race also. But absolutely, like I said, Jacory, I want to see him continue this. I wanted to see if he wins the next one. You know what I mean? I'm rooting for him. I met him before, great young man. But that boy, Matthew Hudson-Smith, could be very dangerous.
And there was a question that came up not too long ago where was asked, who is the dominant 400-meter runner for Team USA? I think this is more or less a change in the guards, or a kind of like the incubation stage where you have runners who are clumped together time-wise, effort-wise, being young or seasoned, and now it's just about duking out to get to the top and who's going to be the most consistent, you know? So Jacory's in there. Obviously, you have all these other great athletes from Team USA side who can do that as well. But you have to watch out for those guys who in 4th and 5th place all the way down in this race with Nadori and Nene. We know that they can get the job done as well. Nene.
I think, to answer your question about dominance, the ones who were dominant left. You had one that got injured and one started running 100. So one was Fred, and the other one was he's back now. What's his name? He trained with Rye.
Norman?
Michael Norman. He was injured. You know what I mean? So we haven't seen the names who you could just out from the past, who was like your X Factor, and Jeremy Werner, LaShawn Merritt, Michael Johnson, where you had a standout one guy who could run who separated himself from the rest of the field from the Americans. So there is, for right now, it's come together. There is no one guy from the USA that stands out. Not right now.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I believe that, and Ross always said it also. Ross was like, hey, it's the fact of we know that Quincy can show up when it's time to show up. For him to win the Olympic gold the way he won the Olympic gold, he was damn near closing the gate in that race, literally, and then charged to the front. So watching him go through his season and being very subdued, and finishing at that point. One thing you got to learn about Quincy, if you don't know about Quincy Hall, is like Quincy Hall is a country boy. He a Texas country boy. He loves his horses. He loves his daughter. He loves his dogs. Those are his favorite things to be around. I believe he loves track for sure. But to watch how he moves like, just get me on the track. I'm going to handle business. I'll do what I need to do when it's time to be done. So shouts out to him as well. You know what I mean? All those guys are coming into shape the way they need to come into shape. T. Smith, 90-63. We had no disrespect to Sturgis. We talked about Sturgis in the past. We know that she ran that race as well. She ran 22-2. We've seen her run faster, so it was a race that she went out there and won. Shouts out to her. We're talking about the topic of the fact that Shericka was supposed to be in the race and why Shericka was not in the race. But if you have information on that, you're more than welcome to talk about that too. There's been no disrespect to anybody on this chat. So for you to think that has been very disrespectful, you can start your own chat and you can talk about Sturgis and her win as well. We'll pay attention and watch it.
That's just fine. Yeah. What's next on docket?
What we got next on the docket? We got the women's 400 hurdles, man. That was now with this. Let's set this up because there's no Sydney. There's no
Femke.
There's no Femke Ball.
And this is the silver medalist right there in the picture.
Yeah. Right here, Anna Cockrell. And we also have Zep Lava, who went out there and won the race. What do you look at when you look at an environment of absolutely people that have dominated, meaning Sydney and Femke, in their own right throughout years in this event, and now neither one of them are there? What does that look like for these athletes, and what do you think will happen? Do you think it's going to be a rise of consistency from another athlete, or you think it's going to be a shootout?
It's going to be a rise, and I think the people who are not realizing the rise, they think that some people are going to want to remain in the status quo of like being in second and third or whatever. But no, people are going to train to where Sydney Does went. They're going to train to 50 point. They're training to that level of training. As we can see for, I hope I say her name right, Zeplatova. This was her first time subbing for 53 seconds. And this was Anna Cockrell's first time opening this fast, which is great runs for both of them. But I think they're going to move the bar closer to when these two come back. You know what I mean? We know that Sydney ran under 51, and we know that Femke ran under 51. These ladies are going to train to that because when they come back, they don't want to be second or third. None of these athletes want to be second or third to those ladies. So now they think that, I think that when they come back, the coaches are coaching to that standard now. Because at one point, 52-2, we would be like, oh my God, 52-2. Whoa, yeah. I mean, 52-8. We would be like raving, you know what I mean? But Femke and Sydney, they made us so comfortable with running 51, 50 point. We're acting very cavalier at these great times that we see. You see, and that's just the problem of track and field. But with them missing, they rise to it.
I think it's a problem, but also it helps the other athletes believe that 52 low, 51 high, 51 mid is obtainable. You know what I mean? They've seen it done numerous times in front of them, not just by one athlete, Sydney, but also by Femke as well. So now that to run 52-8 at the beginning of your season and her breaking the 53 barrier and Cockrell opening up with the fastest opener that she's had, they might be right on pace to be able to start running those 52 lows to 51 highs and be in a whole different bracket time-wise than they've ever been before, so that's a good thing. And the pressure, the fact of you're not chasing anymore. You don't have to worry about an athlete who is running so far ahead of you is disrupting your own race strategy and race pattern. Now you know that it's a field that you can run away from, but that field can also run with you. So it brings it back into a place of competition to where now you got to keep your head on the swivel and you got to know exactly how you're moving. And also your race strategy is going to be very critical because you're in an even playing field now where all these athletes can be able to get to that top and possibly get that W. So, yeah.
For sure. We have a few runners who haven't run. I know she said she was going to retire last year, but she didn't. I want to see what Delilah looks like. You know what I mean? When she come back out to play. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I like this. She was supposed to retire, but I think she changed her mind. Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. She could come back. She like one of the people that come over to your house, your friend, and be like, yeah, I'm about to get up and go. And then they just still sitting there. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I'm about to leave. They go get their stuff, go to the door. Then you still talking to them. Then you walk them outside. Yeah, we about to leave. You've been like 20, 30 minutes. Being that is, yes, I think that she felt like it was time for her to retire. But now that she had new hopes, she has new ambition, new dreams. It's lovely to see athletes who have been in the game for a very, very long time find a new fire and a new drive for them, and they're still out there running great times like her.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, man. They are in the chat talking about Oblique. Talk about Oblique.
That's coming, guys. That's coming.
That's gonna be a track for us. We got y'all, man. We got y'all. Moving on to the men's 1500 with Nuguse. He went out there and snatched the victory from Yared.
By a nose.
By a nose.
By a nose. He out there blowing kisses. My boy out there tripping.
I like seeing this in Nuguse. I felt like Nuguse did not really show up when it was the Josh
Hoey? Josh Hoey? That's his name, Josh Hoey?
No, when it was Carr. When Carr and them were going back and forth, kind of duking out.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. But Nuguse would have sometimes he would have the fastest time, but he wouldn't show up for that kind of competition to fight and slug it out. And he let them slug it out. But I love the fact that he's up here. He's fighting for position now. He's jockeying. And he knows that he's able to win races from the front or the back. And clearly he's able to sneak people for the win as well. So
listen, I'm laughing because Rasidek talking about I seen it immediately as soon as he typed it. He's like, he on some Mortal Kombat-ish. I could see it.
Flawless victory.
Look, I definitely think Nuguse worked on his mental. Nuguse has everything that he always needs to be the guy, and just something always happens around championship time where it doesn't happen for him. But I think this year, he's going to work on himself mentally, and I think we definitely going to see a more dominant Nuguse, going into World Championship year. I think this is going to be the year he pulls through and does it, and brings home the goal.
Yeah, definitely. And I think he learned a lot of lessons in the last couple of years of how to compete. Just running a fast time is not going to always get it done. You're going to have to be able to roll the sleeves up and go out there and compete against other guys who want that position too. And that's what he did in this race in Rabat. So shouts out to him, man. The Goose looks great. Goose looks really good. Keep carrying on with that one, man. And he got the meet record, man. So that's nothing. That's a tall order.
A few meet records dropped at this meet, which was pretty good.
Women's 800. No, we had men's 800 meters, man. Men's 800 meters.
Man, I lost money on that one. I thought Waynoni had it.
You and me both. So I don't got taxi money, bro. We got to walk home, bro.
I thought Waynoni had it, man. But Bergen from Great Britain, man. He's the second person this year to sub 143. Excellent run by him, man. Excellent charge at the end. That was his opener, 142.
That was his opener.
Second fastest time in the world was his opener. That's how we doing? That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's what he's doing out here, man. I lost money on that one too, bro. So
listen, I lost money on that one, man. You know what I mean? But hey, Hey, I got old boy from Great Britain from now on, man. He out there. This is going to be a good season to watch both of them go back and forth. 142, once again, 142 is no slump time to be an opener. You know what I mean? That is super fast. If you only have 142 on the year, and I think by Josh Hoey, he ran like 142.5. It's just crazy. But season opener, 142? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's what we doing? All right.
What you doing, man? What you
rest
think
of the
about women's 800?
156. 156 by what's her name? I lost money on that one too. I thought Dogma I'd put money on Dogma. You know what I mean? I thought that was gonna be it. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey man, I need to start betting on all the people who usually handle their business. Yeah, matter of fact, when I see these people, they owe me money. I'm gonna be like, I bet on you. You lost me some money. I need that back. I need that back.
That's crazy. We definitely start a betting platform because that boy, listen, that would go so hard right now. That would go so hard. Women's
Vero is the one that won. She came and it was a dogfight between her and Dogma and Vero. She won. Salute to you. I'm definitely happy for her. But 156, where now we gotta look for what's the name? I can't wait because she opened up fast too. She'll open up on 154, Keely Hodgkinson. So I'm waiting on her, but she usually open up in that Diamond League that's in London. That'll be her first race. She gonna drop 154 for everybody. She gonna
drop
crazy. I try to tell you, man. I have fun watching her TikToks though. Like she's really down to earth. Like really, I've never met her in person, but she seems like she's really down to earth. Her TikToks are fun, man. So shout out to Keely.
She just had dinner in London with Alexis Ohanian. So she
for real?
They had a long table, a lot of athletes over there and everything. So they was toasting it up because obviously Athlos is going to open up their leg in London. So it was a way for them to have dinner with the London athletes. Obviously Keely's from there, so she's going to stand out. And that was a cool thing. I like that Alexis is coming out and not just saying I'm going to put on a meet and I'm going to make money from off the athletes and off spectators and I'm going to take this money home. He really is trying to connect with the athletes. Each year of Athlos, he's asked the ladies, who do you want to perform? Now, obviously, a lot of those people that they want to perform was definitely a tall order, which like one of them said Beyonce.
Yeah.
Beyonce probably would have charged the whole amount of what it would have cost to put on Athlos 2 years.
No, but you know her and Serena are friends, I think. Or is it her and Kelly? I think they friends. Like, you can kind of ask your homegirl to do you a solid and be like, girl, do me a solid. Yeah, I mean, but I think if they did it, they would pay her but they would let it be a surprise or something like that. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna announce it because it get flooded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought they would have to do it. They'll pay her behind the scene, don't announce it and be like, we have a surprise guest, and then boom. Then everybody be like, oh, damn, we should have went to London.
Hey, listen, he said, good luck getting Beyonce. I agree, but they've been working their way up. They started with Meg Thee Stallion, and they had Sierra. Who knows who they're going to have next? So,
man, and they friends with everybody. So, you know what I mean? Who knows? They say start with Solange first, boy. You wild.
Hey, hold on. Solange has some good songs, man. She don't put some good songs out there.
Solange is like, she don't sing like uppity songs. We know the vibe at Athlos. We've been to Athlos. Solange got like poetry type of vibe. Like she got that what you call it back in the day, like that neo soul. Oh, ain't nobody trying to hear that at the Athlos.
So we're gonna put a stage in the cool down area and we have Solange performing the cool down.
I'm gonna tell you, if they get old girl, if they get Rihanna, that junk will be over with. She ain't performed in years. You know what I mean? She performed for the dudes that offered her like $2 million over there in I think Abu Dhabi or something like that. But if they get Rihanna, they'll shut that joint down.
I'm gonna show up for that one, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be right there next to ASAP. I'll be right there, dog. I'll hold the baby while you chill.
Where have you been?
Ella, hey.
I'll be right there with you, player.
For sure, man. Up next, man, men's steeplechase, man. Old boy
wasn't gonna lose in front of his hometown. Old boy wasn't gonna lose. He ran a meet record too.
He ran the meet record. He actually broke his record.
Exactly.
Literally, I learned that they put down the little lights that go around the track that gauge
Yes.
what is the world record and what is the meet record and what's the world lead. It's color coded across the board. So with him, the meet record actually was his record. So all he had to do was stay on pace to what he was before in 2023, I believe. And he's out there breaking his own record, man. So
and I think his name, I'm gonna say it wrong, man. I think it's El Balki or El Bakai. I don't know. You saying but to which one?
I'm gonna go with the second one.
Hey,
a mixture.
Yeah, he's fast though, but he wasn't gonna lose in Rabat, man. That's his home crowd. You know, he's a star there. You know what I mean? So shout outs to him.
Definitely. Shout outs to him on that one, man. The crowd went crazy when they called his name, obviously, because he's homegrown, man. So I've been watching him for years doing his thing, and obviously going out there, he was going to do whatever it takes to come across that line and handle business. He was going to do what he needed to do to make sure the crowd was there to see him, and he handled that, man. Handled that. What we got next up, man?
We got throws, man. We got Ryan Crouser and what's his name?
Joe Kovacs.
Joe Kovacs, man. Joe Kovacs is on the top of Crouser this time, which is crazy. Joe Kovacs, like, he's like a shorter version and like of Crouser, but like when you meet them, he's not short at all. But Crouser's so big, he makes him look like he's little. But then when you meet Crouser in real life, when you see him in real life, he's not a small man.
Not a small man. Neither one of them are small men.
No.
None of the men on this lineup from 1 to 9 are not small individuals at all, bro. Pause. But my point is like, we know, and we were in awe last year when he won gold, and his first meet was actually was it World Championships? What he did it, or was it Olympics? World Championship, right? World Championships. He went out there. First meet was the World Championships, and then he came out with the fact of, I trained myself.
That was crazy.
That blew my mind. In this right here, this win for Joe. Congratulations to Joe. I don't know. I can't remember the last time anybody had a world lead over Ryan while Ryan was in season and throwing. No. So for this to happen, and obviously, you know, Crouser went out there and threw a 21.59, which is still an amazing throw, right? To see Joe come out there and throw a 22. I mean, that's some Ryan Crouser stuff that he went out there and did. So hopefully Joe can be able to handle business and do that, because Joe's out there. He's a former champion. I ain't gonna say former champion. He's a champion in his own right. He's won golds in the World Championships in the shot put, so he knows how to get it done when it's necessary.
Definitely. Shout out to both of them, man. I remember one time I sat in between two shot putters, man, and I felt like I was an ant. I tell you no lie. Like, you know, I think every man goes through this when they see a man, like in your head, you wonder if you could really beat them. Like, but in my head, I already knew, like, I'd have to put the burn on these boys. Like, I ain't even trying to swing.
You get them mad, you got to put the full clip on them, boy, for real.
You know what, boy? I say, yeah,
full clip.
But yeah, you look and you evaluate, and you like,
yeah,
that's a burner situation.
Yeah. I appreciate T. Smith. T. Smith corrected us on, it was not Tia Clayton, it was Tina Clayton who went
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's Tina.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Shouts out T. Smith on that one. Appreciate that, man. For sure. I mean, obviously we both know they rollers, so you can plug and play either one of them. They're gonna go out there and drop a 10-8 for you. We already know that's capable. So I think we done with that, right? We done with Rabat?
Yeah, I think we're done with Rabat. Rabat was definitely a good Diamond League. Very fast. A lot of meet records fall. Shout out to Rabat. I'm not sure I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it. I think Valerie Allman broke a record too, a meet record out there. Well, her name's not Allman anymore. She's married now. I want to be respectful to her husband and to her. But Valerie, who was Allman, she broke a record. Shout out to her. You know what I mean? Looking forward to Rome Diamond League too, man. But where we going next, man?
Man, we are going to regionals, Western and Eastern.
But these kids,
man.
But these kids out here, boy. These kids out here, boy. Listen to me. Faster than the mother. Where we going to go? Put the first graphic up.
What we got? We got women's 200 meters Western Conference. And look at that, man. Dropping 22-13 to win over there at Texas A&M. Young lady handled business.
Cameron Dickinson.
Yep. Cameron Dickinson went out there with the W, put the number one up, came across the finish line. When you look at times like this coming from the West side, I mean, obviously we know what SEC can do and the East Conference can be able to do, but you can't overlook what is also coming out the West.
No, I mean you have a lot of good schools that come out of the West, and Texas A&M's, Baylor's, especially University of Southern California. Like, listen, 22-1 is definitely super fast. 22-20 from Tierra Kelly. That was definitely a good race to watch. That, you know what I mean? When they all come up into Eugene for next year, for the next meet, for the semifinal and the final, it's definitely going to be a fast race. I hope that they get good weather. But even seeing that and giving that to Cameron Dickinson, let's go. And I think you probably don't have it on your screen. Let's go to the East and let's see what they put up for their quarterfinals and do a comparison just to show you the differences. I think we don't have a what's it called, a graphic for it, but I'm gonna just call it out. You had a Dejaj at 22.09, Jamisha Ford at 22.2, and Kayla Jackson at 22.3. I think the battle is definitely going to be between those six girls. But when you get to like the next level, you know what I mean, it could be anybody's race. What they call it in college, survive and advance.
Yeah,
it's the goal. Survive and advance, and then in the finals, anything goes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But it's even though that says 22.09, it's like the way they do it. Like, I watched that girl ran at 22.13. Deja ran. But it's something about them kids, man. Like, it's almost like Jelani Watkins. Like, he ran, but he really didn't run.
Yeah,
he ran, but he really didn't.
But you also have to realize, like, how strenuous the collegiate schedule can be, right? And also, I come from an era where I didn't even have regionals. We had conference, and then you got ready for NCAAs. They threw regionals in there. You know what I mean? And now these athletes have to maintain a peak through, at their conference, regionals, and NCAA championships. And that's a long time to maintain a peak. So when you look at someone like a Jelani Watkins, who proved to us just last week that he could be a dominant force when it comes to the NCAA championships, I think he's using this time to say, let me just get through. Let me save as much energy I can, and let me handle business, because y'all going to see me at NCAA championships for sure. And it was a crazy fact when you look at, because we talking about Ashanti as well, Ashanti Jackson. Ashanti Jackson came from Arkansas, where it didn't fit her, and she went to LSU. And now she's out there doing well. And then Jelani Watkins was in LSU, didn't fit him, and then he went over to Arkansas, and now he's out there shining, doing this thing. So that shows you right there, from athlete to athlete, gender doesn't matter. It's a fit for you. What's going to be the best program? What's going to be the best coaching platform for you to be able to know that you need to be the best athlete you can be, right?
Yeah, and being that we're talking about Jelani Watkins, I want to just, like, we'll just move over to the West 100-meter men, right? We talked about the 200-meter first. We don't have the graphic for it, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Louis Hinchcliffe is back. He's leading the pack for the West, going back to Eugene, which is crazy because, I mean, he turned pro and then he went back into school. I don't know how that worked with the NCAA, but somehow it worked. You know what I mean? He's back with Carl Lewis as his coach. I don't think he leaves again. Second place was Jelani Watkins, and they all were in different heats, by the way. They won their heat respectively. Jelani Watkins, Louis Hinchcliffe, and then Eddie Nikita. He won his heat also. But he was fourth on the wrist with 10.06. If you're not familiar with Eddie Nikita, Aaron Brown, who watches our show, also says that he is the fastest man in Australia, not Goop Goop or Gout Gout, however you say it. But like I say, you want to watch those races. If you watch Jelani Watkins, he ran to win in the 100 and the 200 of his heat. That's exactly what he did. He ran to win. He didn't run for a time. He just ran till he got to the front, and he ran to win. To Justin's point, probably conserving some energy.
And this, I've said this 100 times. If I'm an athlete that has an opportunity to go pro, I'm going to go pro. Because look how volatile it is in the NCAAs, especially when it comes to the sprinting side. Louis was last year's NCAA champion, correct?
No, he was the year before. What's the name? Jordan Anthony was last year.
Yes, Jordan Anthony. I'm so sorry, bro. So sorry. But the point I'm trying to make is just 2 years removed, right? So Louis Hinchcliffe was on a roll, on a tear. He was the guy. Everyone was already saying, man, he was the guy. He's gonna win. He went out there and did. Came back down to the NCAAs, and now when you see this, it's like he has so much more competition. Not just only from his own side of conference and regionals, but obviously knows that it's going to be a lot for him to handle on the Eastern side as well, man. So they out there putting out some times, year by year, new faces all the time. That's too volatile for me, bro. I'm going to have where I signed the contract at the turn pro, because at least that's a little more secure.
You're 100% right. I think, and I know the chat probably will do their homework. In the last maybe 10 or 15 years, we've not seen somebody who've dominated 1 year come back and dominate the next year. It can't. You have a newcomer. I mean, if you think about it, shoot, we watched Jamisha Ford dominate last year, and she has a lot of newcomers this year. She's not running slow. She's running up to par. They're just running faster. You know what I mean? It's just that crazy. Moving on to the men's East, Ajay didn't make that mistake he made at the SEC. Boy, that boy ran through the line and almost ran a collegiate record in 984. He ran the world lead and a national record for Nigeria.
We have a picture of that too as well. Dean, can you put up the men's 100-meter NCAA? Man, the fact of, and we talked about this last week when they had SECs, and Ajay basically slowed up to the line and got knocked out by his own teammate. Do you think that this is him saying, this is my get back? This is my revenge? I'm showing you I'm him. Just because you thought that I got snuffed at the line or I couldn't make it to the finals, this is where I'm at today. Is that what we're looking at right now with that 984, which almost breaks or ties the collegiate record of 982 by Christian Coleman? And he slowed down to the finish line too, bro. Like, this ain't no like I'm blowing through the finish line. I gave all I had.
I think it's a combination of, I don't think he minded his teammate. I think he didn't realize that his teammate would have knocked him out. He didn't know that. I think it's a combination between Ken Hart, who's his coach, and the head coach, Leroy Burrell, saying, hey, boy, you slow about that line again, boy. We might take your scholarship now playing.
Yo, that's a motivation right there, boy.
Yeah. They say, hey, you cost us points again. That's your, you know what I mean? I think it's a combination of that. But I want you to know this. If you're getting recruited at Auburn, this is probably the place to go. They got 3 big Qs and 2 small Qs, bro. Five dudes in 100. 5.
That's a relay team and an alternate already right there. Individually, already 100 meters, dog.
5, which is crazy. They got 5 dudes. That's called coaching your behind off, man. You doing something right at Auburn.
That's a factory. That's an assembly line right there.
I'm trying to tell you. And you say I stopped saying he slowed down in the play there. He didn't slow. Who you talking about, Greer Rest? Who he said that slowed down?
No, it wasn't a drastic slowdown, but it wasn't like he burnt through the finish line though. I'm talking about Ajay.
Oh yeah, he was relaxed.
He was.
It wasn't a press win.
Yeah.
Anybody know
come across the line to see what his time was or trying to beat the field. He showed dominance from the gun and he built up his race pattern. His transition and his top end speed clearly was unmatched. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. From watching him from the week before to this week, he came out and said, I'm not playing any games.
Yeah, of course. Greer Rest, I'm pretty sure you're talking to 2 people who knows his momentum don't stop. You know that. we we definitely know that. Well, when we said he kind of did it effortless, so we hope that you would know that. You know what I mean? So, but it's all good. Yeah, it was more effortless, just like Jelani. Jelani, he put enough force in behind him, and it was an easy win. It wasn't a pressed win, like a stride in the lockup. So it was pretty good. For the females in the West, and I think everybody's really, really, really rooting for Shanti Jackson, man. I like the love that she's getting now that she's back running fast again. You know what I mean? I met her when she was hurt, and she was like, she seemed so down. So to see her like this now, it's definitely great for her. Let me get it up right quick. Give me 1 second.
You said Ross said homie from Middle Tennessee brought that smoke for that big cuter.
Hey, listen, you gotta run fast. Your name Mustafa. That's too close to Mufasa. You cannot be that guy and not drop that 9.9. Now, listen, be saying that for what's it called? But you had 3 Georgia. I think it's 3 Georgia Bulldogs. 3 Georgia Bulldogs in the 100 over there for the women, man. And then you had PBs out of just Jasani. I hope I said your name right. Miss Carter. I'm gonna just call you Miss Carter. And with the 10.8, with 10.8, Shanice Walker and Adasia Hodge. And then you had Shanti Jackson at 10.9, Kayla Jackson at 10.9, Alisa Burnett at 10.9. I wanna ask this question, right? And I'm probably gonna ask it later. Which region you think is easier to get out of?
Ooh.
When you said you might have a little late, but like numbers don't lie.
Man, I'm gonna say probably the West is probably a little more. You can navigate a little bit better in the West. That East, like you could be gunning for the top spot, and you're gonna have at least 3 people from one team alone that's going to try to prevent you from getting onto that podium. Not even counting a whole nother team within that same conference that can stop you, and has probably 2 or 3 other athletes in that same on their team that can stop you too. So I think you're dealing with a good amount of quality coming from the West, but you're dealing with a high powered of quantity that's coming from the East.
That's crazy. That's good. But we're looking at some of the same names in the East and the West that was running for first and second place because Adasia in the 200, she looked like it was pretty easy, man. Like, I don't know. What do you think, like, if she dominates, you know what I mean? And like, for the next rising stars, who are we looking at now? Shanice Walkers, the Deja Hodges, the Jasani Carters, the Deja DeFran, the Karen. Who do we think are going to be the next stars at the next level?
I think all of them have a shot to be stars. To be, obviously, Deja Hodges is not going to be competing for Team USA. I don't believe she's competing for her country.
No, for her country, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So you look at someone like that, it's almost like that Julian Alford. Like, I can be dominant in a space where it's high competition, like college, but also the fact of she doesn't have that much competition in her home country. So she's going to be standing out. She's have to go out there and compete against others while they're in other countries. So she's built for that. That's a Julian Alford effect. Julian Alford's built for it because you find that there's a lot of athletes who come from very small countries that may not have a lot of competition. They might get kind of lax, especially as you turn pro. You don't have no one to jock for position and say, I got to make this team. But when you're American, you have a lot of anxiety to go into senior nationals to make teams because you know that you have to go against people who are your peers who are coming out of college at the same time you are, but also the fact of those dogs that are already out there, that's been out there and they're seasoned veterans and they know how to be able to navigate on that bigger stage. So it's going to be tougher for the Americans to be able to get a good footing in that senior rankings, but it's going to cause a lot more competition for those seasoned athletes, and their heads has to be on the swivel. When we was competing, that'd be like 3 guys who are going to go out there and do their thing. You just have to worry about those 3 guys, and maybe there was a dark horse that you have to worry about. Now you're worrying about all collegiate athletes. You're worrying about the professional athletes that you've been competing against weekend in, weekend out. And on top of that, you might have to worry about a couple of high school athletes that their coaches are prepared them for that moment too. So it's a lot going on, man. A lot going on.
Upload Central, they compete under BVI. Oh, they don't compete under Griffin. BVI has an Olympic committee. So that's how they compete. Deja Hodge has already, if you're not privy to it, she was at the Olympics and she competed under BVI. So
can you imagine running and you're a female who's competing with somebody like Deja Hodge and she goes out first round in the heats and drops a 1086, wind legal, barely no wind.
Well, she separated from them immediately. It was crazy, but I don't know. Listen, all these coaches who are from the East was probably coaching their behinds off because, listen, we've seen more PBs next to people's names than anything else at either the track fast or the coaches doing what they need to do. They need bonuses or as both. You know what I mean? But we've seen a Deja put a 1086 and 2234. I don't think people see how she did the 2234. That was a jog. For Greer, it wasn't a jog. The momentum was carrying her, but she took her foot off the gas, and she was able to really motor herself in on the 2234, meaning that we really believe that she can go faster.
Definitely. Side note, shout out to Angelo Taylor and his twin boys, man. Time flies, man. I remember when them boys were just in AAU. They just was barely starting to get into the running game, and now they out there competing.
Dominating.
It's crazy. Shouts out to Angelo, man. It is twins, man, for sure.
They twinning times, which is crazy. Don't be crazy, bro. You got to be proud.
Yeah, you have to be proud.
You got to be a proud dad, man, with that one.
You got that homegrown iron sharpens iron kind of thing going on. So you don't have to worry about any outside threats, any outside competition. They're going to get it done amongst themselves. So shouts out to him, man. Speaking of young athletes, freshman comes out here and splits a 43-29 for University of Georgia on the 4x4 men's. What's happening, bro? What we seeing out here? What we seeing? What's going on?
That ain't gonna be the last of it, bro. That ain't gonna be the last of it. I mean, when you see that right there, that's credited to the coaching. Look at the letters behind facility record, season's best or something like that, or whatever. Listen, man, look, man, they out there going crazy, and that's good. That's definitely good. But you know what they say, when you put a baton in somebody's hand, it's like you put a battery pack in there. I've seen it, bro. I've seen dudes run 46 in the open. You put a baton in their hand, they split 44 low for you.
They do. It's the relay effect. It is truly the relay effect. Because you know why it is? It's because they realize that their team needs them. It's team oriented. It's a mindset where you be like, I don't want to let my team down. So they go out there and give it their all. But then when it goes into the individual races, they don't have that same confidence to perform at that high level. Even though the numbers show that they can, they don't go out there and run the time they're supposed to run for themselves. And that's performance anxiety at its highest right there. Clear example of it. And I was actually having a conversation with a collegiate athlete earlier today where they stood 10 toes down for their team. And the same thing. And they couldn't get it done for themselves. And I told them, I was like, you need to learn how to be able to be accountable for your team, but also be accountable for yourself. You know, because your team ain't going to get a whole contract. Your team ain't going to have a whole scholarship. You have to do it for yourself. They have to know that you can stand for yourself as well. So, but shout out to them, man. NCAA championships, the men's 4x4 qualifiers. Look at that list. Look at this list right here. It's crazy. Dean, can you put that list up of the NCAAs? There it is right there, man. Look at those times. Look at that.
This is funny. The reason why you said and I'm glad you put that up there. Like 301 from A&M put you where on the East list? Where does that put you on the East list? 301-14 put you 5th? Yeah, put you like 6th. Yeah. On the East list, bro.
Yeah.
I should tell you how fast the East is, bro.
Yeah. It's very high
crazy. Very high powered. But shouts out to all these coaches that are doing a good job. I want to say we are seeing fast times from the East and the West, which is making our sport even better. We love the collegiate season because it's developing our next level stars. And a lot of these people who we are talking about now, God spare life, if they're still around in some years to come, we'll be talking about them in 2027, 2028, 2029.
Hey, upload, add it on to your trackflation and said twinflation for the boys for the Angela Taylor.
I'm trying to tell you, if you had twins back there in the latest, boy, these twins rocking and rolling. If you had a twin baby right now, put them in a sport because they're gonna be doing something crazy. I don't know what's happening out there.
Yeah. And Ross said that Georgia had a botched handoff and still dropped sub 3. They went out there and still ran 2 minutes and 59 with a botched handoff, man. So when you look, sometimes I just don't have no words for this, man, because it's like, man, like these kids are turning into machines and they're out there running. I mean, when you look at Samuel Agazi, right, for the men's 400, he went out there and dropped what, the 43, right?
43.82, and Justin Braun was second behind him at 43.99. Now, when you watch that race, you know, and I'm glad for when people go down there, you go and you watch that race, their PBs were significantly different. I love this from Justin Braun. Like Samuel Agazi is amazing. National record for Nigeria. Shout outs to him. But for Justin Braun, I think Justin Braun from Florida with Coach Mike Holloway, his PB, I think, was 44.7, bro. He went out in this race and he would not let Samuel Agazi shake him. When Samuel moved, he moved.
Talking about Justin?
He moved Samuel moved like 3 times, bro. And every time he turned on them burners, he moved with his behind. And when they came around that last 100, Samuel put his foot on the gas. Justin Braun put his foot on the gas too. And that's how you get a PB damn near a second bigger than what you did in your lifetime.
And I don't know if it's a Justin Braun strategy or if that was a Coach Holloway strategy, but I can definitely tell you if Coach Holloway says something before that race, he was like, man, don't let that man get away from you. If he move, you move. I don't care. I don't care if you get tired. If he moves, you move. And that gave him that whole 43, man, that 43.99, put him in a whole different bracket, man. So shouts out to both of those guys. They went out there and performed at a high level. They did their thing. Agazi is just the guy's on a different level right now, man. He got woken up that one time and said, it ain't gonna happen no more. We out here. I'm running this thing.
He out there doing this thing, man. Shouts out to Samuel Agazi, boy. That boy is dangerous. And his structure and his stature is just so commanding, bro. He looked like a gazelle. He remind me a little bit of Steven Gardner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Got that same kind of frame. Now the way he's moving. Man, once again, if we can go to the men's 400 hurdles NCAA pick, when you look at this, explain it to me, Rod, because I don't know what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a whole bunch of PBs across the board for every athlete that was in this race right here or qualified for these heats.
Every athlete at the meet.
Every athlete at the meet.
That's why I said, shout out to all the coaches. I can't even say 1 or 2 coaches. Shout out to all of them because all these kids, even if they didn't get the Q, big Q or little Q, they PB. The coaches did their jobs. They ran lifetime best. But in this 400-meter race, it's like 49.5 might not even, you ain't make it.
Yeah.
If you a hurdler, you ran 49.5, you ain't make it. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. 49.5, you ain't make it. And the hurdle?
I just feel like NCAA is going to be really crazy this year.
I hope they have good weather, though. I hope they have.
Where's it going to be at? In Oregon?
Oregon. Yep.
Okay. They should have good weather. I hope it's going to be in good weather. I wish that senior nationals took a page out of NCAA's because we're going to Icon Stadium for senior nationals. And if y'all remember, Icon only got one side. They only they have the stadium is a half a stadium. And on the other side, it has like these retention walls, I think, because it's right next to the river. So I'm trying to figure out how they're going to put more bleachers or stands up to be able to house the same amount of people that would be inside of like a stadium in Oregon. So
All
I guess
I know
with that
for the American athletes, yeah, it's on this side, it's on the east, but New York ain't cheap, boy. Okay,
it's not. It's not at all, man. It's not at all. But shouts out to the guys over there for that 400 hurdles, man, for all these PBs going across the board, elevating the sport, elevating your event, stepping up to the plate and do your thing, man. Isaiah looked great in his run. Shouts out to him too. Shouts out to A&T. You know what I mean? Like,
A&T, A&T, that's Terrence Trammell and
Alan Johnson.
Alan Johnson, they're the hurdle bros. The hurdle bros going out there and coaching this mess, man. Y'all see what's happening? Y'all see what's happening, man. Listen,
I like them together, man. They are just, it's funny watching Alan, how he interacts with people, and then watching Terrence and how he interacts with people, and both of them being respectful.
Fire and ice.
Fire and ice, bro. Fire and ice. For sure.
Have you ever talked to Alan? Alan's like, when I was running, like it's just so even keel, like but Terrence the Q dog, so he gonna come at you with that fire.
Listen, man, I was introduced to Terrence.
Yeah.
I was introduced to Terrence Fire my rookie year when I had to run the 60 meters indoors, man. And he had it out for Maurice Green. He didn't want Maurice Green to win. I just was an innocent bystander to the fire he was putting out there. And every time he lined up with Maurice Green and came across that line, he was the Q dog. He was out there barking, throwing it up. And I'm like, I come over to Terrence like, you mad at me? Because he just was on a tear, dog. He was on a tear. And I mean, we're talking about an experienced hurdler going out there and running 6'4" in the 60-meter open. And doing his thing. He had speed, bro. He was different.
He was before the Grants. He was before the old Mama Clouds. He was the first one to run like 9 and 9 in the hurdles, and I think sub 13 and 9 and 100 and sub 13 in the hurdles. Man, that's the thing. He is crazy.
Listen, they didn't do a documentary on all those athletes that came out around the Terrence, the Dwight Phillips era, the Quicksilvers. If you know about Quicksilver from back in the day, that track group over there in Georgia, Atlanta, man, it was
Decatur. They said Decatur wears great. Decatur wears greater. Decatur wears greater.
Angelo Taylor. Like, look, all them boys and the females from there as well were running the roost when it came to track and field in that era, bro. Big time. That needs to be a documentary. That right there.
Terrence was the first dude who I thought was super cool because I remember him being on the East Bay magazine, bro. He was selling those Mizuno. He was the first spike I wanted outside of a Nike spike. He had the blue top with the gold bottom with the straps that had no laces. I remember that. I wanted those spikes because he was a Mizuno athlete.
Yeah.
And that was his spike, bro. And I think everybody who know that spike remember that spike. Remember that?
That's true. That's true. I was a spike head back in the day, man. I had to get all those spikes. All those spikes, man. The Mizunos, when the Mizunos came out with the fixed spike at the bottom, you knew you were something serious. You knew, look, you can't walk on concrete in those spikes, man. Your spikes are gonna be done. You can't change them out. No. Those spikes were done. You might as well go and throw them away, man.
No, man, no. Yeah, he changed the game with that one, man. He changed the game. What we got next?
Man, we got next with the I want to talk a little bit about this women's 4x1 that was out there at regionals, duking it out between Georgia and South Carolina. They're
gonna duke it out again.
What you think about that, man? I'm watching that whole race, how it unfolded.
I think this might be the first year we see 40. Not the first year, but I think we see 41 again.
Yeah,
I think because Texas already ran 41 under Coach Flo.
Yeah,
so I think we see 41 again, man. I think we could see 41 again, and that's Coach Hall and Coach Carroll. They out there doing the damn thing.
They out there doing it. Listen, all I can remember is when was NCAA's at Austin? That was that 2023 or 2022?
I think that was 22.
22, right? Chad, I think it was 22, right? That was when NCAA was in Austin. And I remember when Coach Carroll lost and watching her pace back and forth on top of that stadium in Austin. And the look on her face was like, this ain't never going to happen to me again. This ain't never gonna happen to me again. And then she went out there and mounted up and got every hot boy, hot girl that she can get for the Georgia Bulldogs, man. And now they are forced to be reckoned with as well. But South Carolina ain't stepped down though, boy. South Carolina.
Somebody gave her the bag and told her, hey, they wrote a blank check and they say, go get what you need. Because I can't figure out for the life of me how she got the Avengers all on her list.
And look, she got the Avengers, and there's some athletes on that team we have not seen run. So she still got some ammunition left, So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Man.
At 42.3 and 42.4, I mean, Southern California ran 42.5, and Texas A&M ran 42.6 in their respective and the West side. So once again, the East and the West. We see who wins, East or West, man. I feel like I'm talking about the NBA Finals when it comes to the East and the West.
Hey, that's what it feels like, though. That's what it
feels like.
It definitely feels like that, man. All right, man. We're gonna move from the collegiate side. We're gonna go into the track buzz, man. We got a couple of things on the track buzz side, man. Let's start off with the World Athletics coming out with the World Championships in 2027. Beijing, the standard to make the team, man. What do you feel about that? This is the 100 meters right here. This is the 100 meter standard, right?
Yeah, this is at 100 meters. I think this is how it changed from year to year, all the way till now. I think they think we have like some type of super serum. Bro, 995 to qualify.
So you think that's a tall order? That's too much.
Yeah, I think they could. I think they should have left it at. 10:05 was a tall order, but I mean 995. They moved it like a whole tenth. I want to meet the people that do this. Like I want to hear like how they go into like doing this. You know what I mean? And when they create the standard for the 100 meters, I think we have the whole list too, as a graphic also, right?
No, I didn't. We didn't get the whole list, but I have it right here. I have it right here. Yeah.
But we just say the 200 and the 400 qualifications.
200 for men. All right, for the men, the qualification for the 200 meters is 20:07. For the women is 22:45. That's the qualification, right? For you said the 400 as well, or you just want 400? Men's 400, 44:45. That's the qualifying time. And for the women, it is 50 flat.
50 flat. 44.4. I want y'all to put that into perspective. Like a lot of people running on the Diamond League. We only got what? I think we only got maybe like 5 or 6 49s for the year. So you will only have 5 people at Worlds at this point. For women.
We're starting the season off. It's still young. It's still young in the game right now. But I look at some of these times and standards up here. Like if you look at the men's 110 hurdles.
Wait. Hold on, man. Justin might be a little jaded. He thought this is the 5th fastest man all the time talking about, like 995. I catch that in my person who opened up at 9897. Okay. You ain't speaking for the people like us. Yeah, you speaking from a different, you top 5 dead or alive, my G.
My perspective is a little different. I get it, but check this out. I think the people who really kind of make these qualification times are looking from a percentage or ratio from the year before and what is it looking like now. They're also, I think, dipping in not only just a professional bag, but they're looking at what collegiates are running as well. So if you look across the board, 999 is a pretty standard time now, right? So before it was 10:05 or something like that. And you also got to realize that a lot of these countries want their standard to be high, so they don't have to have a lot of people that's going to show up for this race, because you have 32, 35 slots or something like that. And then you have people that's on the bubble, and you have people that's on the bubble. So then now you have more heats. And now, let's just say Team USA, to make the team, they're going to look at the fact of how many heats are we going to have? How long it's going to take to get through these heats. It's like a track and field. You're running a track and field meet, but it's also being televised. So you have to figure out how can you reduce time, but also keep quality. So you have to raise the standard. So at 995 right now, you have some athletes that we know that can go out there and their PRs, or maybe their season's best last year was 995, or they've already run 995. I mean, I think it's possible as the season gets closer to that time of running for nationals to qualify.
I think it works a little bit too, because you can still use the point system. So this wasn't like a hard, I remember back in the day, they had an A standard and a B standard. So if you was from a country and you didn't have the A standard, if nobody had an A standard from your country and you hit the B standard, you can go. There's no longer a B standard. I think the B standard is now substituted with the point system. So now I think that point system comes into play if you don't make the time. You know what I mean? So I think that's how it'll work.
Yeah. Upload made a good point in there. He said small countries also, they need to ensure all of the World Athletic sanctions for track meets are globally spread out, right? And not mainly centered in Europe. And I believe that too. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to be a world sport, you got to be able to understand how to be able to know where talent is coming from, be it bigger or small groups. But my thing is men's 110 hurdles. There's a couple of these times and standards where I'm like, you might just have maybe 3 or 4 heats, because there's been times in the past, especially for the women's hurdles, short hurdles in America, where they've had just one round of qualifiers and they go straight into finals. There's no prelims and semis. They didn't have enough hurdlers that qualified time-wise to even get to that point of going into nationals.
See, that's why I respect hurdling, because it ain't just about being fast. You have to be a skilled hurdler. Like, it goes with skill and being fast at the same time. So I have a high level of respect for hurdlers, man. I definitely do.
Yeah. Ross, you're making a good point. Tom Jones should definitely be a sanctioned event.
It should. I don't know why it isn't. Like, it should be.
Yeah.
It should be.
100% for sure. But when you look at the 110 hurdles, their qualifying time is 13:18. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of athletes who can run a 13:18 to qualify, let alone that be their P. That's going to be a lot of people's PRs. You know what I mean? Just to make the team. They're going to have the PR just to go out there to qualify for a nationals, to run at a nationals, so hopefully to make a team. I think that's a really big tall order for sure. 1260, that's for the women's side on the short hurdles. That's doable.
Yeah, that's doable.
I think that's doable for sure.
But now, if they would have said 1240, I'd have been like, dang.
Yeah. Some of these are a little tall. Some of these are definitely a little tall. So, but we'll see what happens, man. What do you feel about for long jump for men? 825.
Man, that's far. That's far, bro. You over there jumping matrix buildings, but you doing a Neo. You remember when he tried to jump from the building to the other building?
Yeah.
And he fell. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah. I see that for sure, man.
Up next. That nation want to know if you see anybody going 9.6 this year.
No, not yet. I don't see anybody going 9.6. I don't see 9.6 yet. I think that you have to have a really good preparation, and it'll show from your first race out. Definitely. Like, to run 9.7s, consistently run 9.8s, you have to show that you are out there. And that leads into our next, obviously, track buzz, which is the world champion himself, Oblique
Seville opened this season in Jamaica.
He went out there and ran 9.96 to be able to seal the deal. And was it 9.96 or 9.94?
Yeah, no, 9.96. And it was very comfortable.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm confused with 94, 96 today. So
very, very comfortable win. Very, 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 very comfortable. It wasn't. He looks just very comfortable in his win. It looked like, you know what it looked like? It looked like he was working on things.
I think we have that video.
We do?
Yeah, Dean, we have the little bit at the end where he shows his hellified turnover coming across the line and easy. Dean, can you put up that Oblique Seville world champion 100 meters first season race out?
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
It's not much of the race that you're watching, but the fact of how he moves, right? How he moves is, he looks like he's in shape. He looks strong. He looks like he's ready to go. he's going to trim, he's going to trim down touring when it comes to getting into season and nationals. But to start the season off with a sub-10 is a really good start, I believe, as a sprinter, especially when you want to dominate. And come across that finish line, he clearly showed that he was dominating that race.
It's showing that all the little world champs, former world champs, they running the same time. 995, Fred, 993, whether he banned or not. It's Malik, 996. It just proved that, hey, that's what it is. Ain't nobody, it's what it is.
Hey, I like that, Dwayne. Cadillac Seville, boy. He out there rolling on y'all.
I'm trying to tell you,
Cadillac
boy.
Seville.
I definitely, like I said, he definitely looked like he was working on some things. Like Coach Glenn Mills told him to go out there and work on maybe to see his start or just work on his transition and just finished and see where we at. But I know the difference between when Oblique Seville is running, and when he's working on things. Like I remember seeing him when he raced Noah in the rain last year. Boy, that boy had his jet blasters on for that one. He was running. He wasn't working on nothing.
And listen, running in the rain is not an easy thing to do at all, bro.
That boy dropped 9.8 in the rain, boy. He was gonna get it by hook or by crook. He was gonna whoop that boy. Like that's what he wanted to do. He was so relentless, boy. He didn't kill.
It's so funny how that whole triangle of competition between Akishe, Noah, and Oblique was panning out for the last couple of years. And Oblique had the number. He had everybody's number from the beginning, basically. Now I'm glad that he's putting it together. He's out there running very well. I hope that he has the confidence, because when you get to that next level, winning is just the beginning of it. Now that you are the champion, where you've had your eyes set on the target, now what's going to change is the fact that the target is actually on your back. Everybody's running to beat you. So now you got to get out there and run and gun. It's going to be harder for you to stay the champion because everybody's expecting you to win. Everybody's expecting you to show up big and do what you got to do. But, watching him win, I feel like it was a lot of weight lifted off his shoulders last year, and he did an amazing job. And coming into the season, I hope he still has that hunger. He trains like he's second, so he can go out there and stay first.
Hey, look, man, Rossi Doc trying to take my sayings, man. I'm going to need that 10%. I'm going to get it up off you, man. I'm going to get it off. Oh, yeah, you might not know me, boy. My squabble game together, boy.
Hey, much respect to Ross, man. He always be coming through, boy. He come through with all the good liners too, man. All the good liners, though, for sure, man. So let's go into that next video real quick of this young man from the D3 division. He ran his collegiate campaign in D3, and this is Sam Blaskowski.
My man, you better say his name. Blaskowski. That's what they called him, Blaskowski.
Blaskowski.
And they're off here in our 100-meter final. Keep an eye on the track there, Blaskowski across.
Boy, look at that, boy. If you don't know who it is, it's that light-skinned warrior in the middle. Blaskowski, boy, 9.89. Really good race. Ran 10-0 in the prelims. He executed that race so well. Shout outs to, Dennis. Dennis has two for the males, he has two second and behind the world lead. So Kenny was second to Gaga, who just missed the world lead. And he's tied second behind the world lead after Jai ran the 984. So shout out to Dennis. Obviously, he's a great coach. If you didn't know, Dennis is both of our former coaches, and he's doing his thing right now, man. Slow start to them, but now they're starting to ramp up, and you will see Star Athletics. Shoot, I think you in the Diamond League today, I think you had 4 of them or 5 of them out there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy. Crazy.
I pose a question. Do you think that athletes who come from JUCOs and D3s are more capable of being successful on the professional stage? And I ask that question is because you find that a lot of athletes, when it comes to percentage and ratio wise, you find a lot of athletes that come from Power 5s. And when you go to a Power 5, right, everything is handed to you, right? So you have You know where the training room is. You know when your stipend, when you get your money. You know your coach. He's going to go out there and coach you. You know traveling is going to be handled. Y'all probably flying private or doing whatever you need to do at these bigger schools. But when they turn pro, that's usually where the shock comes for these young athletes who have been kind of in this incubation system or sheltered from the professional where you have to pay your professional coach. You got to figure out how to buy your plane ticket so you can get to these meets. Therapist doesn't come for free. You got to find your therapist and you got to pay for all that as well. Your nutrition isn't just given to you like it is in the collegiate realm. You can't just go to like some mess hall and go out there and eat. You got to find your own food and know what you have to do. Now, going into those D3, D2s, JUCOs, it seems to be like a lot of those amenities were not there for them and they had to get in themselves. So do you feel like those athletes who come from the D3, D2, JUCO realm, they're more fitted for a professional capability and they kind of able to kind of smoothly transition better than other athletes?
That's a loaded question. That's a loaded question that comes with a lot. And based on what I think, and this is just what I think they respect track and field a little bit more than a Power 4 athlete because they come from all of what you just said. Everything was given and handed to them, and they think at the next level it will happen that same way. When you go to a D3, D2 JUCO or a HBCU, you know you have a head coach and you might have a grad assistant. You might not even get like an assistant coach or the help you may need to help out. You might get one pair of spikes for that whole year. Ain't no coach, this spike went, and then you get another one. If you get another one, you call on grandma or grandpa to do that. You know, there ain't no checks coming to you as a refund check or whatever like that. Whatever was handled 9 times out of 10, you're probably paying to go to that school, right? Or you're paying for your books. They handle the rest and they're paying for your books or anything like that. I think with that being said, when they come into a situation, let's use Star Athletics as an example. You come into a situation, Sam Blaskowski comes into a situation like with Dennis Mitchell, right? Everything is set up for you, right? It's almost like you move into another system to where they're teaching you kind of how to handle your business. You don't have a chiropractor, this is who we go to. You don't have you don't have a massage therapist, this is who we go to. This is your weight coach. This is how we travel. You have a coach that travels with his team who knows how to travel, and these are the agents who they move with. Now, let's say that Sam Blaskowski was to go into another situation with a new coach who was unfamiliar with that. He's not as successful because there's nobody teaching him that. He doesn't know the nuances of the ins and outs of how to be a professional athlete. He's there with athletes who've done it, who's medaled, who've passed, have medaled, and he's there with an experienced coach who's medaled and who have made medalists, which makes his transition seamless. If I was a Power 4 shoe company and I was somebody saying, okay, we're going to sign this Power 4 athlete, looking for camps like a Dennis Mitchell or a Lance Brahman or the what's her name over there, Tanja Bailey. These people are tested and tried and how they travel, how they help their athletes, and creating champions. You would want to more so, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of coaches who are missing, who provide these same things. I mean, even Mike Holloway, you know, even though he's a collegiate coach, he's a professional coach also. He has a coaching group who has that type of a system. You have to go into a system that kind of mimics the system that was provided for them. And if you don't, the athlete's going to be set up for failure, because finding all of those things, you could land into the wrong end. You could come into a chiropractor who doesn't adjust athletes. They just adjust regular people, or they just massage regular people, and they don't know how that works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely think, I hope I wasn't long-winded with my answer. I think.
No, you were good. You explained it very well for myself as well. Appreciate that, bro. Sprinty said she went out there and was able to watch the race as well, and she said it rained quite a bit for that race that Samblowski was in, right? So, but he was really cool that he's able to pull it off and run a big time like he did. When I went back and I did a little research on Sam and watching his races that he's had in the last couple of years, he seems very consistent, very strong. Yes. I think someone asked in the chat, Dynamic asked 416, he asked, does he remind me of Andre Kaysen? And he actually does. Strong, compact, similar stature, great starter, but still powerful towards the end of his race. And obviously you see that, I want to see how Sam fares throughout the season. And if he has that dog mentality, because, he came from a whole different system than a lot of these other guys have come from. And he understands what struggle means, and he doesn't want to look to struggle anymore. He understands he has to get it out the mud, So shouts out to Sam, man. That's great to see him win. Great to see him run the time he's ran too.
Andre Kaysen was 5'5". He was like the Muggsy Bogues track and field, boy. That boy was, he dropped a bunch of 6'4s and his BB was 991. Andre Kaysen was a force to be reckoned with, boy. Don't play.
Oh, he was, for sure. Definitely. If you had to see him indoors, man, it was like,
yeah. Oh, I think he put up more 645s back then than anybody.
Facts.
He was dropping 6'4 back then, boy. That boy was out of there.
Facts, definitely. Coming up to 3 of our last topics we're gonna have. I know we kind of went a little longer today, but we had a lot of good stuff to talk about on Track Buzz as well. We're going to talk and take it a little bit outside the track world, but we're going to follow this young man who's going into a whole different space that track and field is not known to be in, which is the reality space. Reality TV, we have Sincere Rhea, who is also Big Ten 60-meter champion for Texas Tech, and he's going to be on the new show of, I think it's Love Island?
Love or something like that, man.
Was it Love Island? Hold on.
He's
going to be Love Island USA season 8. So he's part of that cast, man. So, all I can say is Sincere, don't go out there and make us look back as track and field athletes. We're going to get a bad name, bro. But you do your thing. You win. Go out there and win. Do your thing, man. What you think?
Hey man, do your thing, man. We have a few people, not a few. Yeah, we have a few people that ran track that's famous now. What's the name? What's that dude's name? He went to FSU as a high jumper.
FSU as a high jumper. Oh, you talking about you talking about King Bosch.
Yeah,
King Bosch.
Yeah, King Batch, man. You have a few of those dudes, man, who doing it, man. Shout out to King. We want to get him on the show, man, and talk about his journey. You know what I mean? Sprint Bell said, I ain't watching that, man. Support our track people, man. Justin ain't told you he auditioned. He just ain't get it.
But the crazy thing is, I don't think I ever told you this. No, I didn't audition for that. I'm too old for that, boy. I get on that island, and I'm like, who brought Unc? Who brought Unc out here, man? But I was actually asked to be the first black bachelor, back in like 2005, bro. And I was dating some girl, and she was like, "No, I don't want you to be the bachelor because I'm gonna get jealous." And I was like, "But it's fake. It ain't even real. We gonna get money. We gonna get popular. We ain't gotta do no running no more." I'm totally lying. Not at least by the part of like I ain't gonna run no more for sure. I was like, I'm running still, but I forgoed I didn't do the bachelor. And
listen,
obviously,
I remember seeing Bernard on Chili Looks for Love or something like that.
I remember that too. He was on there, yeah.
He was on there, Bernard. Bernard Williams, boy. I remember that, boy. You think I forgot? I remember that. I know if he watching, he laughing. He's like, boy, I like bringing up old stuff.
Jelly bean, man. All right, on to the next thing, man. You talked about a Lamborghini. What's going on with that?
Oh yeah, the long jumper, man. Her name is, what's her name?
Larissa,
yes. She got a deal she's a jumper from Italy. She did a Lamborghini picks a long jumper star for a new Temoraro campaign. So Lamborghini Temoraro picked her to be a part of that campaign. She's sitting in the Lamborghini, driving it. It's on the track with her and everything like that. So I like the exposure of the companies getting involved with track and field and us stepping outside of the track world. I definitely love that.
Man, they better give her a Lamborghini. At least give it to her for a period of time.
They're not doing it. Listen, I can't. I can't wait till we get Ohanian on the show, man, because he need to tell me how that whole what's the name came about with the doggone Richard Millie.
Richard Millie.
I'd be like, bro, so they gave that to you, or like that's like how that work? Like,
right
you know
place,
what I mean?
Right
You know, I don't know, because I know, I don't know how that work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to tell us about that one. Shouts out to Larissa, man. She obviously, if you get a chance to look at these pictures of her campaign, she's standing on the runway, and there's a beautiful Lamborghini that's sitting behind her. I hope that she gets a heavy discount to be able to purchase, lease, or rent a Lamborghini for events in the future. Don't just take pictures in front of it. At least you can say you have driven it in your own time, for sure. Definitely. Last but not least, we got to talk about Quincy Wilson, man. He said that I done all I can do in the 400 this season, and I'm going to have a little fun, and I'm going to go out here and jump into the 400 hurdles. He out there went 52-52 in the men's 400 hurdles. What do you think about that?
Man, I think he spread his wings to see what else he can do. If he don't make it in the flat 4, I think this is a new round for him to try. You know what I mean?
So you think it's a little more than just playing around. It's something that he can explore.
Definitely. We've watched the likes of somebody that could run as fast as him, that runs the hurdles also. We all know Bershawn Batman Jackson. If he learns the technique, he can get into the realm of a 48, 47, possibly 46. I mean, they're the same size, same stature of people. I think it can be done. I think it can.
Okay.
I don't think this is a bad deal for him. I think that flat 4 is going to get really hot. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but I'm saying in another world, like he can try the 400 meter. 52 ain't bad for a person who's never ran hurdles, like 400 meter hurdles in their life. This is not bad. This is like his second competitive run at the hurdles. He did 300 at 38 and 52 at 400. I think he could only get better from there.
Listen, a lot of people out here saying, even in our chat, they talking about Quincy out here doing side quests. He getting a little bored with what the main quest is. He accomplished what he needed to do, so he going into this side quest. It might be something that he can be able to look into the future and say, hey, I can also do, 400 hurdles. But he's out here shattering people's dreams because he did this at the last chance meet. So he went out here and won against all these other people that's at this last chance meet. He dropped a 52-52. Next close time was close. It was a 52-57. Then it went down. Third place was a 54, 68, 55, 07. So the time starts to drop. So that shows that he was there running to the line for that first place. So he might have a future in the 400 hurdles.
That's what I'm saying. And you still could get pulled for the 4x4. I think it's strategic. I think Emirates coach are very strategic in what they're doing. I think it's not a bad play.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, man. You're right. Well, we'll see what happens.
One more thing before we go off, man. What do you think about the young lady from the IOC? What's her name? I want to say her name. What's her name?
Man, hold on, man. You put it in our chat.
I want to say her name. I want to make her name is.
Is it Kathy?
No, it's what's it is?
Man, you put it in the chat. Where is it?
I did put it in the chat. Where is it?
You put too much stuff in the chat.
I did put too much stuff in the chat.
The new president of the IOC,
Kirsty Coventry, saying that she don't believe Olympians should be paid. What's your thoughts on that?
I believe she's wrong. Times have changed. It's time to let go of the narrative that the Olympics is out here just giving out glory. No one can pay bills off of glory. Now, mind you, I love glory. It's great. Feels great. Legacy feels great. But we're in an era where finances matter. You going out there working hard, blood, sweat, and tears, and you get to the top, the pinnacle of your sport, which is track and field for us, is the Olympics. And to go out here and hear somebody that's running the Olympic organization say, yeah, I don't think that we should pay athletes. We didn't pay them before. We shouldn't pay them now. But at the same time, you have Rule 40 that's in place. And we've had a lot of discussions about Rule 40 over the years. And Rule 40 stops athletes from being able to promote sponsors that they have or sponsors that align with athletes who have made the Olympic team already. And they can't promote these sponsors for 2 weeks before the Olympics and 2 weeks after the Olympics. So when do you think these athletes are supposed to get paid? That's what I want to ask the IOC. Because if you don't want to pay them, then why are you gatekeeping that they can't get paid by other sponsors that's going to truly support their Olympic dream? Because as the Olympics, you're not doing any favors for them. They have qualified for this. You put out a standard. You told them what they have to reach for. They've overcome all obstacles and barriers to make their Olympic team, to get to the Olympics and go out there and win an Olympic gold medal. Now, how many people in the world own Olympic gold medals? Very, very few percentage, right? Way less than there are Super Bowl champions, Final Four champions, finals NBA champions, NBA, MLB champions. Those are teams. Those are numbers of athletes who have won those rings and championships. But for Olympics, we hold Olympics in a certain regard of respect and honor and dignity. And it's about time that they start getting paid for that. If you're so amazed that athletes, which is not true, train for 4 years straight just to go out and win the Olympics, don't you think they should get paid? This is news that should be out there to the regular public. We out here putting on meets and talking about they out here going to give $10 million to somebody who breaks the 100-meter world record. That $10 million could be given to athletes who really deserve it and been working really hard. If you want to elevate our sport, spread that worth and spread that knowledge and spread that wealth to people who have put their blood, sweat, and tears into that craft that you're clapping and applauding to instead of just giving a pat on the back. That's so wrong. And we are not living in an age where that should exist anymore. People work hard for their craft. They should get paid rightfully for it.
I definitely agree 1,000,000% with that. I would like to ask her, do you work for free? Does the IOC give you a free check to do what you do? I'm pretty sure they don't. I think it's almost like how a lot of the schools are built. The Olympics is built on the backs of popular athletes, right? They market it with the LeBrons and the Jordans and everything. When you look at the old commercials and they market it behind the greatest athletes of the games to bring people in to make money. It is a $1 billion industry. The only thing that's watched almost just as much as the Olympics is the Super Bowl. There's nothing that tops it. If you guys are making the money, you're talking about your billing and experience. Well, don't use professional athletes. Keep it an amateur sport. Don't let the professional track and field athletes like the Justin Gatlin, the Usain Bolts, the Steph Currys, the Serena Williams. Don't promote it with them. Keep them out and let it be a springboard event for amateur athletics and see how much money you make then. Then I guarantee they bring it back and say, you know what? It is an amateur sport. You can't promote it as an amateur sport if you use pros to promote it and then don't pay them.
Exactly.
That's not right.
And I know for a fact, because I was a part of the 2016 Olympic campaign for NBC and the Olympics, you don't get paid for that. It's the fact of you get presented to the world and you're part of a commercial and you get more eyes on you, you know? And with that, they always backdoor it and say, well, we're putting you on a platform that other sponsors can see you and want to pay you. But that's after the fact. People want to see and be a part of who you are when you win. They want to be able to say, that's our guy when they're on top of that podium, or our girl got the job done and came across the line first. That's when the special happens. That's when it's just, it boggles my mind that we allow people like her to be able to make $350,000 a year. And she can stand in front of a camera and hold a microphone and said, people who go out there and work hard shouldn't get paid and they're Olympians. Give some of your check to them then. Yeah. You know what I mean? Give a little bit away for that. Or either you just work for the IOC and Olympic Committee for free. Why don't all of it just be for free? We all should volunteer, right? To make something magical happen there.
I would love to see you on a panel with current and former athletes talking about that. And I definitely think that she would definitely get a different perspective. Somebody said in the chat, I'm not sure if it's true or not, allegedly, they say between 21 to 25, she's made $55 million doing what she does. That's crazy.
There you go. So, and I'm going to say this. We're in an era where information is readily available for all of us. We can realize that when we're being shammed and scammed nowadays. We don't have to have that veil of legacy and glory to cover our eyes and saying, you're doing it for America. You're doing it for whatever country you're from. You should be happy with that. Yes, you do carry pride with that. But at the same time, what else does the Olympics stand for? We watch the Grand Slam, we watch the enhanced games, we watch AFLOS create this whole ecosystem, a bubble that has made athletes money. We can put our attention into those platforms and say, hey, that's the world leader right there. Whoever comes across that line, they're the fastest female or the fastest male in the world. There's nothing to say that the Olympics is the criteria or the standard for it. We just go with that because they tell us to. Think about that. If you think about tennis, if you think about basketball, it's just another gem in their crown. They do it for experience. Serena Williams goes to the Olympics for the experience. The Opens in tennis, their championship is what they really worked hard for, and they get paid for it. You know what I mean? So we got to stop letting these organizations screw us over and thinking that we have to play traditionally fair to what they're saying. Create your own Olympics. Create your own championship.
Yep.
We'll come to watch it. Pay these athletes. We will support. It's time for a change.
It's time for a change.
Time for a change, man. Time for a change. This man Bolton went out here and made the Olympics amazing to watch, and he should have been paid for that.
100%. 100%. I agree.
So, with that being said, go ahead, man.
No. I hope it was a long minute tonight, man. Make sure you like, subscribe. You know, we got more merch coming to our website. Y'all be sure to check it out. Please follow us on IGs if you would love to. You know, we like putting out positivity. We are your track ambassadors here at Ready, Set, Go.
Before we finish, we also have news that we're announcing that you will also see us collaborating and being a part of FloTrack. They have worked with us, and we have come to agreement that we're going to do a wrap-up show for the Diamond League. So you'll see us in studio. You'll see the same energy, better, even more exciting. And it's going to be our dialogue between me and Rod as well. So that's what you're going to see. So we're leveling up, we're building up, and we're trying to bring you more content. And that's not going to say, oh, we're not going to do our Sunday shows. We're still going to do our Sunday shows right here, Ready, Set, Go with the RSG family.
All right. But until next time, we love you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. But until next time on our show, Ready, Set, Go!
Yeah. Ready, set, the moment's here. Release the speed, let the track appear. But go, give it your all. Chase up in the side of the crowd, call. Get set, get ready, it's time to go. The track is to the crowds on the floor. Ready, set, woo, go. Let the game begin, the unleash the chat, woo. Let your spirit win.